Welcome to Big Idea, Hardly, where you can learn something new in just a few minutes. Today, we study together Meg Jay's The Twentysomething Treatment, in which we probe into how embracing uncertainty and building essential life skills can revolutionize mental health for young adults in an age of overwhelming instability. Meg Jay, PhD, is a developmental clinical psychologist who specializes in 20-somethings. Don't go away. Hardly, the editor, will be right back with the story. When we talk about mental health, especially for young adults, it often feels like we're trying to fix everything with a one-size-fits-all approach. However, embracing uncertainty and actively building essential life skills during one's 20s can be transformative. These years, while filled with confusion and instability, offer a unique opportunity to develop the resilience and capabilities that can define the rest of our lives. By focusing on gaining skills rather than fearing the unknown, we not only stabilize our mental health, but also equip ourselves for the unpredictable nature of life. The power of uncertainty. One of the central ideas in this approach is the concept of making friends with uncertainty. It sounds counterintuitive at first because we usually see uncertainty as something to be feared or avoided. However, it's precisely this fear that often leads to anxiety and stress. When we view uncertainty as a natural part of life, we can begin to see it as an opportunity rather than a threat. Let's take the story of Owen, a young man who, after years of remote work and isolation, found himself in a deep pit of anxiety and self-doubt. Owen had spent so much time preparing for business school that he neglected his relationships, personal development, and mental health. He felt paralyzed by the decision of whether or not to attend the program he had worked so hard to get into. What Owen needed wasn't just reassurance, but a shift in perspective. He needed to understand that uncertainty about his future could be a driving force for growth rather than a source of fear. Similarly, the case of a young woman who wrote letters to her future self during the pandemic is another example. Initially, she felt that the lockdown had ruined her 20s, which she saw as the prime years of her life. However, as she started to imagine her future self responding to her letters, she began to realize that her future wasn't set in stone. The act of writing to her future self allowed her to embrace the uncertainty of her current situation and focus on who she wanted to become, rather than what she feared losing. These stories illustrate a critical point. Embracing uncertainty isn't about relinquishing control. It's about redirecting our focus from what we can't control to what we can: our skills, our responses, and our growth. Building essential life skills. The second aspect of revolutionizing mental health during this turbulent period involves actively building life skills. Skills are more than just competencies for a job. They are tools for navigating life's uncertainties. In today's world, where job security is no longer guaranteed and career paths are non-linear, the skills we develop in our 20s are what will carry us through the decades to come. For instance, Katie's experience at her new job highlights the importance of skill development. Initially, she was overwhelmed by the new environment, feeling anxious about not knowing how to do her tasks or how to navigate the workplace. However, this anxiety was also a catalyst for growth. As she started to learn and adapt, her confidence grew, not just in her job, but in her ability to handle new challenges in general. This process of skill acquisition is crucial because it directly combats the anxiety that arises from uncertainty. The more we know how to do, the less we fear the unknown. Another powerful story is that of a high school student working his first job at a bagel shop. He was anxious, stressed, and overwhelmed by the tasks that seemed simple to everyone else. Yet, this is what learning looks like: messy, uncomfortable, and often anxiety-inducing. But through repetition and experience, these once daunting tasks become second nature. This isn't just about mastering a job. It's about building the resilience and confidence to tackle any new challenge that life throws our way. Life skills as a buffer against mental health challenges. Research shows that uncertainty acts as a transdiagnostic stressor, meaning it can trigger a variety of mental health issues, such as anxiety, depression, and even substance abuse. However, the flip side is that building life skills can serve as a buffer against these challenges. When we are competent and capable, we are better equipped to handle the unknowns that life inevitably presents. A particularly telling case involves a therapy group called Making Friends with Uncertainty. The participants, all struggling with various forms of anxiety and depression, learned to tolerate and eventually embrace the unknowns in their lives. By the end of the program, the majority reported significant improvements in their mental health. The key takeaway here is that by confronting and accepting uncertainty, rather than running from it, we can reduce its power to cause harm. In essence, the 20s are not just a time of instability and confusion. They are also a time of unparalleled growth and opportunity. The skills we choose to develop during these years, whether they are related to work, relationships, or personal well-being, become the foundation for a healthier, more resilient future. As the editor of Hardly, by embracing these lessons and actively building our life skills, we position ourselves to thrive in a world that is increasingly unpredictable. The future, far from being a source of anxiety, becomes a landscape of endless possibilities where our learned capabilities are the compass guiding us forward. As we revisit the idea of embracing uncertainty and building essential life skills, it's clear that these principles are not just abstract concepts, but practical approaches that can profoundly impact the mental health and overall trajectory of young adults. Throughout our exploration, we've seen how uncertainty can be an ally in our journey, propelling us to develop skills that form the bedrock of our future stability. One story that particularly resonates is that of Brianna, who found herself grappling with the pressures of both academic and personal life. Brianna had always excelled in school, but as she moved into the workforce and began her teaching career, she started questioning whether she needed the medication she had relied on for years. Despite her success, she felt that her reliance on pills was a sign of weakness. Yet, as she reflected on her journey, balancing a demanding job, supporting her younger sister, and building a network of supportive friends, she began to see the strengths she had cultivated. These skills, developed through real-life challenges, were what had truly carried her through difficult times, more so than any medication ever could. Brianna's story illustrates a crucial lesson: the importance of recognizing the skills we've acquired and understanding that they are often the true foundation of our resilience. Her journey from doubt to self-recognition is a testament to the power of embracing uncertainty and using it as a catalyst for growth. As the editor of Hardly, by embracing these lessons, we can start to see uncertainty not as something to fear, but as an opportunity to build a life rich in skills and experiences that will guide us through the unpredictable future. This mindset equips us to navigate the complexities of life with confidence and adaptability, ensuring that we can face whatever comes our way